we go. And it looks like we are officially live. Awesome. Getting back into Pour Painting Mondays. It's awesome to have you all here. Got a couple of techniques we are going to be doing today. One of them involves a swipe. We are going to see what happens when we take a dollar store paint, this brand specifically, dilute it down with water, which I've already done off screen, and it's so watery it's peeling off the sides of the cup here, if you can kind of see that. And that's exactly what I'm going for. The idea is to have our black watered down paint sit on top of everything that we have underneath and then create some cells as the chemicals in the other paints kind of push it all away, like water and oil. And then I have the same brand of paint, also watered down, but not nearly as much as the other one. This one I will actually be using in today's pour painting just as a regular black. Now, why I watered this down, it's good on, but a little bit of water helps it to thin out. This, even though this is from the dollar store, this actually is pretty thick. It's nothing like this brand here. It's nothing at all like Craft Smart. Craft Smart is so incredibly thick. The Tempura brand, it can nearly stand up on its own. So this is like a somewhere in the middle of being liquidy, but still having a lot of body. So we've got those two down. Today we are going to be going with white, gold, the black, and teal. Now that fall is right around the corner, I feel like it's time to go from bright and bold down to just kind of calm and crisp. These are our canvases we are working with today. Both of them I got from the dollar store, so I love me the Dollar Tree. Although I have not been loving their prices lately. The things that you can find there for $1 normally, $1.25. It's like, yeah, okay, we all saw that coming. But I asked one of the employees at my local dollar store, where are all of these other prices coming from? Because I found prices for $5, $10, and they even had box fans at the beginning of summer. Get this, for $15. The dollar store. We're all supposed to be able to afford that stuff, right? Maybe not box fans, but like that stuff is at Walmart. You wouldn't think to see it at the dollar store. Savannah Bananas fan. Hi, thank you so much for joining us. Love your username. Alrighty, let's jump straight into it. This is going to be our pour cup. I'm reusing one from one of our previous live streams that we did. This one turned out pretty cool. Into it, we are going to start off pretty strong with the Ready Pour White. It comes in a pearlescent sheen to it. I don't know if you can kind of see it on camera. There we go. I like this one a lot. Followed up by the Folk Art Metallic Pure Gold. I did water this one down just a smidgen. So when it comes to pour painting, it's the consistencies that you have to watch out for. If your paint's too thick, it won't pour nicely, and instead you'll get like a glob. So by adding just a little bit of water, and in goes Tidal Wave Flash, also in the metallic shimmer. My phone's not picking it up, but this one goes from teal to green. And it just adds such a neat effect to everything. But yeah, when you are doing pour painting, you want to pay attention to the consistencies of your paint. Okay, in goes black. Ooh, we've got something going on there. Just a little bit. I won't add too much because this black is really thinned out. See if I can zoom you guys in. Yes, I can. Okay, is it just me or is that black looking blue? I promise it's black. Let's go back in with the gold and kind of add back some of that thickness because I don't want all of this paint to just run off the canvas. All right. Bring you guys closer in. Nice. See how that gold is already separating? That's what we're going for. Owen O'Quinn. I'm the first to like. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Love the interaction of these live streams. Okay, let's zoom you guys out a little bit more. Make sure everything's in line. And you know what? Let's pull out, where is it? Here we go. Let's use a paper tube. That's always fun. All right, let's see what happens. I think the black turned blue. It did. Oh my goodness, it's like a dark blue. Maybe it took on from the teal and the white? I'm confused. Hello, Julie. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are experimenting with the colors white, gold, teal, and black. There we go. Now that my hand is out of the way, there's our cup. Looks pretty cool. And all of our paint is inside the paper tube here. I was holding pressure on it just to keep everything in one place. I'm going to let it sit for just a moment. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Just a little dab here, a little dab here. Ooh. Really interesting. I like what's going on here, but I know we're going to lose it, which is a real shame. But you know what? I'm going to put this little canvas underneath, and we are going to catch the paint that runs off. I'm sorry if I go out of frame. I'm trying to make sure I spread everything out nice and even. Happy, thank you for joining our live stream. This is a pour painting video. It's where you mix a bunch of paints together and let them flow out onto the canvas. And looks like we lost a lot of that teal. I think when we poured on the black paint, I think it had to have mixed with the teal. And that's how we got the dark blue. There's a little, is that a, nope, that's just the canvas. Sometimes these canvases are just way too loose, and I end up getting little warped spots. So I don't want to lose the cells that we have over here. I'm just going to take what's left over in the cup and kind of use it to help pull everything to the edge. That way I don't lose the designs that we got right there. They're really pretty. Okay, well this is an interesting one. Not at all what I was thinking that would happen. Again, I'm sorry if I'm going out of frame. Can I have one at my home? Oh, one of the pour paintings? Well, that makes me so happy to hear. You can do this at home, no problem. In fact, a good amount of my paint comes from the dollar store, believe it or not. The colors I'm using in this one, however, are from other stores, so they're not all from the dollar store. But as long as you mix up the consistencies of your paint, you can get pretty neat results just like that. I'm going to set that one aside. I don't think it's going to move any further. But what we have right here, I know is going to go nowhere. So what I'm going to do is I am going to spread it out. And we are going to use this to help float the paint that I am going to put on top. It's a little bit of a chaotic approach, but it's given me some really nice results in the past. And this is just a real nice, pretty metallic silver that we've gotten. It's like a dark gray silver. Okay, down into the void it goes. And now for this one, we are going to take our gold. Sorry, but I'm far country away from you. Okay, well this works with any kind of paint. I've even used house paint before, like in the little sample pots that you get from paint stores or hardware stores. You just add water, thin them down, give them a real good shake, and then you're pretty much good to go after that. It's all up to your imagination. Now, here's a color that I made. This was, you cannot find this color at the dollar store, so I'm sorry. I just have not been able to pry this label off, but this is a home mixed color, and it is more on the liquidy side, so I imagine this will blend with the black. Yeah, that's super liquidy, but we'll just see what happens. This is the fun part, aside from laying down the colors. So we get some contrast going in there. And then I want to add back in this tidal wave teal. We'll go in the opposite direction. All right. For the swipe, we have our insanely watered down dollar store paint. We are going to first let me wet this paper towel. And I've seen another YouTuber do this a couple times, and I want to give it a try. What she does is she wets her paper towel, drags it across her painting, and the paint just beads up. And you get these beautiful, gorgeous cells and membranes. It's just, I gotta try it for myself. And if this fails, we can always scratch it and try again. So I am going to deliberately dribble this onto the edge. Let it kind of pool up where it wants. Take the wet paper towel. And yes. Oh, that's so nice. Look at that. Ooh, I love it. Love it, I love it, I love it. I still got some color up here, so I'm gonna just kind of dab the corner, just as I thought. You really need to have a brand new surface area on the paper towel to work with. Freshly wetted down, but I love that. Let me remind you guys, this is dollar store paint that I've wetted down. I took a good amount of water, mixed it in, and it's really working for me. Okay, I got another surface. Let it sit for a minute and just drag it off the side. Ooh, yes. A little bit of movement there. Can I get this edge? Am I making mud? Kind of, but you know what? I like this. And the more that it sits, the more it's going to change. Yeah, this one really makes me happy. What am I gonna do about those edges up there? I do have the regular black. I could just do a border, or I could just kind of dab this on the edge. Yeah, there we go. Still have some paint on there. And then we just run it along the edge. Yeah, there we go. Now see, just in that short little time frame, we've already gotten lots and lots more cells. This makes me happy. Okay, let's take a closer look if my camera wants to focus. There we go. I can't wait to see this dried. It's gonna be so pretty. Okay, let me get my drying rack. We are gonna do the same thing to the previous pour painting and see if we can't get something similar to this. I think that will look super cool. Okay, let's get this one set aside to dry. Now, if you were here for the first pour painting, that one does not have any teal. So I'm wondering if I just take the teal, because it's already wetted down. I mean, like this one specifically. It's already so liquidy. I'm wondering if it will work the same. And I guess there's only one way to find out. So I'm going to drop our paper towel down into the void and grab a new one. Okay, I'm going to wet it off camera. And we've got a larger surface to work with, so I'm hoping it will really spread out nice. I think I used too much water there. As long as the edge to edge of the paper towel gets wet, I think we are good. Okay. Paper towel is significantly moisturized. Let's take our homemade color and let's see, am I in frame? Okay. I'm just gonna drip it along the edge. It's kind of already reacting with the paint that we have down already. I don't want too much. All right, let's see what happens. Lay our paper towel down. Did I mess up? Is anything gonna happen? I've got bubbles. You know, I don't think we're going to get any reactions from that one. Yeah, I'm just seeing bubbles that are popping up. But now that that one actually has teal on it, I'm going to fold the paper towel over so we can try one more time. Okay, got our thinned out dollar store paint. Dribble that along the edge. Oh yeah. Alrighty, that looks pretty cool. Somebody texted me. Okay. Will I mess up? Let's find out. We've got a little bit of something going on. Interesting. I'm going to manipulate this and move it around just a little bit. See if we can kind of drag some of those colors down. Who keeps on texting me? Well, that just goes to show you never know what really happens on these live streams. And that's what I like about it. Okay, let's have a closer look. Nice, got some swirlies. Okay. Not bad. Got some veins. And we've got a little bit of gold right there. Interesting. I don't know what I'll do with this one. Well, in order to save my phone battery from getting too hot, I think we are going to... Well, shoot, you know what? I still have some paint. I was going to say, let's call it a day. But if I still have paint, I would like to try and use it all. So I think we're going to do one more canvas. So we'll take that off to the side to dry. Let me go grab one more canvas. This is going to be a bigger one. Also from the dollar store. Thank you, Dollar Tree, for funding my hobby. Okay, I'm going to have to zoom you guys out. This one is a smidgen bigger. And I think we're just going to repeat what we did for the first one. Rather than putting paint down to pour on top of and everything, I think we're just going to go for it. Okay, here we go. This is straight from the dollar store. I have not mixed this color up other than shaking it. I have not changed it in any way. Here we go. And it is officially fall weather here in the United States. At least on the West Coast. That makes me super happy. The summer has been great. I did enjoy some of it, but I am ready for fall. Here we've got fluid art, ready pour, acrylic paint. And then I want red from the dollar store. Please excuse my sniffles. This bright fire truck red. It's gonna look really nice. Just here and there. Not too much though. Okay, and then, what? No, don't fall over. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's calm it down with some tan. This one I mixed up myself. Kind of looks like a, well, on camera it looks more yellow gold, but in person it's more of like a caramel sweater tan. Perfect for sweater weather. Sorry, I just had to say that. There we go. Calm things down a little bit. Gonna go in with unnamed orange. For those of you who remember, back when I was trying to figure out a name for this color, I decided on unnamed orange. Because I couldn't tell if it looked like a carrot orange, a pumpkin orange, a squash orange, all those things. So it's unnamed orange. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. But to top everything off, let's take our iridescent white to kind of help get just kind of like an even blend of colors. That way it's not so powerful. Okay, I have one more paper towel I can use. If I use the one I used previously, it's just gonna be all muddied. Okay. Gonna wet this one down. Does not need a lot. And yes, it looks like this one will cover most of the canvas. Okay, then we have our watered down black paint. You know what? I'm going to take our not so watered down black paint and I'm going to go around the edges just to help connect all of the borders. Because otherwise, you know, it's going to be easy to see where there was no paint. So just little bits here and there. Then I'm going to pour the watered down, super watered down paint the rest of the way. Okay, that's water. Here we go. And quickly, before I lose everything, ooh. Once again, everybody, this is dollar store paint. The black that I'm using here to help me create these effects from the dollar store. Go get it. Go get it. Have your kids do this. Just make sure they've got a bin underneath to catch all of the running paint. Anybody can do this. There we go. We got our edges covered. That looks beautiful. I'm not too big of a fan of right here. This is where most of our excess paint was, so I'm just going to move things that way a little bit, stretch it out, and get a little bit of movement. Kind of like what's going on up here. There we go. Ooh, I think I see a horse head right here with a white eye. All right, this makes me happy. I like it. I did not use up all of my watered down black paint, but I can always recycle that. I think I'm gonna need to get another tray, another drying tray, but I'm happy with where we're at. Bring you guys in close for a look. There is a lot going on here. I like that. All right. So here is everything that we have worked on so far. Excuse me. That was number 3. Here we've got number 2. I might do something with spray paint with this one. Stick around to find out and pay it to, excuse me. Keep an eye out on Instagram for updated pictures of what I'm going to do with that. Ooh, and this one has changed a lot. This was the first one we worked on. I kind of like how everything swoops down into, like, goes from the upper corner and then just comes down into the center like that. Kind of makes me think of, like, a sea bouquet, you know, like sea kelp. But look at what's going on. Let's see, where did it go? Yeah, right there. Right in the center of the screen. It's flaky. It's not just cells, but it looks like there's flakes in the cells. Yeah, that's super cool. Alrighty. If you happen to see any images in any of my paintings, take a screenshot, send them to me on Instagram. I want to be able to put a video together of different images that people have found. These pour paintings are kind of like those ink blot psychology tests, even though there is no like, you see a bird. That means this or that, you know. It's nothing like that. I just enjoy seeing what people see. I mean, I've already pointed out this kind of looks like a horse head. And in one of my previous pour painting videos I've done, there was this one. And to me, that looks like a seahorse head. You know? So if you happen to see anything, any images like butterfly, pumpkin, or, you know, what have you, take a screenshot, circle it, and send it to me on Instagram. I should have my messages and comments turned on. If I don't get to you right away, I apologize. I do have at least one more art show to prepare for in the upcoming future. So if I don't get to you in a few days, just know that I am preparing for that. Alrighty. I'm going to call it there. I will do my best to keep up on Instagram with update pictures. Most of the time, these don't change drastically enough for me to be like, wow, look at this. As, you know, as amazing as that would be. But yeah, I will still upload these to Instagram and keep you guys updated. Alrighty, head over to Instagram. Go ahead and check out my channel, same as my YouTube name here, Savvy Craftings. I go live every Monday at 2 o'clock unless I state otherwise, because, you know, things happen. And if there's any color combinations you want to see me do, send me a comment, send me a message, tell me what you want to see. All right, that is it for today. I hope you guys have a fabulous Monday. I will see y'all next week. Bye for now.